Good morning everyone, welcome back to a very sunny Devon. The weather is absolutely fantastic, which means only one thing: we are going mowing. So we're finally doing our first cut. We just pulled into the first field here on the farm. I just got to fold out the sides of the mowers here, and then I'll do a couple rounds, get myself all set up, make sure I've got the mowers where I want them, and we'll get on and knock the field down. We got our farm platform to do today, so there's a green, blue and brown farm platform grass. So it's not a massive day, it's all in different places. There's a bit of a road trip to get to the brown grass at the end. So we'll set the mowers up here. I have got the drone, we might put that up later on this afternoon. But let's get to it. So all I'm doing here is just letting the skirts down on the side of the mower. Just a bit of added protection if a blade flew off or something. Just got to fold them up when you're on the road because they're fairly wide. Press that one down, put them out. Right, need to get all this set up properly at the right height, and we'll do some mowing. Right guys, once round the field completed, we'll do the old-fashioned blade check. Oh, the dog's out having a run. So the mowers have stopped. There's no danger of him getting hung up in them. But here's the grass that we're cutting, look. Lovely green stuff. Mowers are scoping it off lovely, look. That's those new blades doing their job. And best way to check the blades, pick the grass apart. If you've got any lines, you need to do something. If you haven't, you're all good. So that's the front mower. That's doing a good job. See, there's no unevenness in cut there, that's fine. It's a nice row of stuff. We haven't got conditioners on these mowers, they're just straight mowers, so that's doing fine. And then the back mower's a little bit wider, you see down the rows, and doing equally as good a job, so we're not going to adjust anything there. We'll leave it just as we are, we'll carry on. You see, there's a bit of a line of grass left against the fence, but don't want to get too tight. There's stone drain there the other side, and occasionally a bit of rock ends up this side, and rock and mowers don't match very well. Don't they look good? There's a pipe on front and back. Setup, I think our working width is just under 6 meters. So guys, we're on the old up and downs now. We've done, what did I do? I did 5 laps around the outside. Sometimes I do 5, sometimes I do 4, depends on the size of the field a bit. This is one of the bigger fields we have, so I tend to go around 5 times. Give myself a bit more space on the end to turn. All going well, touch wood, at the moment. There's no better feeling than when your auto steer is working perfectly and you're getting every bit of efficiency out of the machine. And this is my view for the next couple of days. Just whilst we're sat here thinking about it, if you'd like to follow me on Snapchat and Instagram, I'll put the links at the bottom of the screen. I am also now on TikTok. Can you believe it? Must be going mad, but we're on TikTok, so follow me on there as well if you want. I have no idea how to use TikTok yet, but we'll get it. We'll get it when we start using it a bit more. Now I may not look it on the camera, but this, especially at the top there, is an incredibly steep hill. And there's a fair old crop of grass here, and the tractor knows about it. Just drop it here now. Slow down it here on the headland. Number 2. Up she comes. Lovely work, Cyril. And as you're going around, you just look at your line. So I want to grab that one. It says OK. I'm going to grab that one. Question number 1. Front mower goes into float. 3 meters later, the back mower goes into float. That's us back off across the field. So guys, first field is done. It's about 6.5 hectares. Took us about an hour and 20 minutes, so not very long at all. You can see it's a hell of a crop of stuff here. It's beautiful grass. I say none of it's gone to seed yet, because it's all leaf. That'll do our cows marvellous over the winter. Just let the dog out for a bit of a run, letting the tractor cool down a bit. Just folded up the side skirts on the front mower to get out the gateways. There is one on the back mower as well, but I'll leave that one up because we're only hopping across the road, so he'll be alright. But yeah, first wheel down, we'll go and start the next one. Quite happy there, isn't he? Rightio, party people. We are in what is known as the Blue Fields now, called Dairy South. Just doing the headland on this one. And then we got a bit of a commute to the other farm. It's only half a mile that way, but I got to go sort of half an hour around the roads because I don't fit over the bridge with the mowers. I've put the other camera out on the mowers, so we'll get some mower footage. And then when we go over the other farm this afternoon, I might stick the drone up in the air if the wind dies down a bit. Fantastic, but you do tend to find yourself eating your lunch before midday every day. Thank you very much, Abby. Splendid sandwich. Tell you what, a front mower, very handy for cutting round stuff in the field because you can see both sides of it. Room in there now, I think. Splendid job. Right guys, we made it over to the second farm. Got my sunglasses on because it is pretty bright. Just want to talk you through this a bit here. On the screen you can see here, if I zoom in, tractor, sort of little green bar behind it there. So that is our implement on the back of the tractor. For whatever reason, it doesn't let you have a front and rear mower set as two separate implements, so it's got to be one implement. So if I go into our work setup here, you can have a look at it. So the working width of our mowers I've set at 5.8 metres. The way they're set on the link arms at the moment, the front one is about just under 3 metres, it's like 2.95 or something. And the back one is more than that, but because the way they're set on the link arms, there's an overlap. There's a fair overlap actually, which helps when you're turning corners mowing, so you don't miss bits. So if we go down here, I've got the work recording set on manual. I'd love to have it on a button here, or part of the iTech, but I can't figure out how to do that. I don't think you can. The work point I've set at 0. That doesn't really make a lot of odds, to be honest. It's a 3-point linkage connection. You can have it on the front or rear. I put it on the rear, not that it makes a lot of odds. It's non-pivoting. This is the important part, the lateral offset. So what the lateral offset is the distance from the midpoint of the working width. So if our working width is 5.8 metres, the middle of that is 2.9 metres. So you measure from one corner, 2.9 metres, and it's about on the edge of that red line somewhere where it meets the skirt. So you measure your midpoint of the work, and then you measure the distance from that to the midpoint of the tractor. So on the bonnet there you got the little silver emblem. So you measure from there to your mid work point, and that gives you your lateral offset. Now that's important because that is where you line up on your line every time. So this little bit in the middle here, when you're on a line on your auto steer, to be lined up, if I can demonstrate quickly. So we're not far off there. We're at 7 centimetres off, but you see I'm not actually near the line with the tractor. It's in the middle of the work point. So I just thought I'd give you a little talk of how that works, because somebody asked me this morning on Snapchat, and I struggled a lot last year with trying to set that up. It's just the offset that throws it when you're mowing, but I managed to figure it out this year. So if anyone else wants any help with that, give me a message and I'll help you out. But for now I better get back to doing some mowing. I'm sure I say it about every job, but mowing is definitely my favourite job on the farm. Right, let's go the other way. So I always go around with the back mower on the outside first, just because, heaven forbid, if you do hit something, that can take a hell of a lot more punishment than that front one can. But hopefully we never do. We just get used to doing it one way rather than the other. What I've started doing is in the corners, and lift the front mower up, spin around the corner with the back mower down. You sort of eliminate all those bits you miss. I'm in the final field. I'm just taking the headlands off, but I don't know if you can see. There's a stake down there on the floor, so I just got to go and move that. So turn all the mowers off a minute. Well, it looked like a stake, but it was actually one of those plastic tree guards. Mows back up to speed here. I might chance the drone up, but it is a bit windy. We'll see what it's like, because I am rather excited to use it.
Till I get up, time is barely on our side. I don't wanna waste what's left. The storms we chase are leading us, and love is all we'll ever trust. Yeah, no, I don't wanna waste what's left. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go. Through the highways, till my shadow turns to sun rays. And on we'll go, through the wastelands, through the highways, and on we'll go.
Right guys, this is the last little slither for today. The tractor's just started warming up the last hour or so, but it's so hot outside, I don't really blame it. Dust and that just gets stuck in the grills on front of the radiator, they need blowing out every now and again, so take this down the yard and blow it all out, let it cool down. So guys, that's us done for the day. That is the first field I'm going to knock down tomorrow. That's going in the farm clamp. This is going in one of the science clamps. Tractor performed really well, just started heating up there at the end, but it is quite hot out here now and it's done a lot of work today. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget you can now catch me on Instagram, Snapchat and TikTok. There would have been a little link along the bottom of the screen here somewhere now. Got a lovely breezer to dry this grass out. This will make some awesome silage. Mowing again tomorrow, so that will be Sunday's video. What you've seen here today you'll be watching on Wednesday hopefully. So we'll do a bit of mowing tomorrow, you'll see that on Sunday, and then next week we'll be on trailers and you'll see that. So make sure you guys are subscribed and notifications turned on so you don't miss that. If you'd like to give the video a thumbs up, that would really help me out. I'd appreciate that loads. But until tomorrow guys, cheerio.